Greetings gamers, FiOth here, and in this vid I'm gonna show you how to defeat the Plague Nemesis. If any of you have watched my Nurgle the Blade Master vid that I uploaded recently, there is a very specific way I go about these fights, and that is I get dual wielding weapons, a pair of fast attacking paired, let's say sickles or kama or katana, there are many choices in the game, and put on them as many debuffs as possible. Here I'm using the lacerators because they apply lacerate debuff that is bleeding, and I've stuffed them with hit proc, that is for flame, frost proc, that is for slow, aka frost, and that's what I suggest. So, except for the melee combos, you can see this attack of raining bubbles the boss will perform. What I suggest is you stay in place, you do not move when the bubbles are going up, so when they land, if you've been standing somewhere where you didn't get hit on the way up, you won't get hit on the way down. The most basic ability to use in this fight is armor. This will save you from one attack, and since the game hits this hard, it is a really good idea to have armor in case you need to avoid an attack. It's pretty late game content, and you can have Mark 5 gear at this point. Here I'm armoring up, waiting for the bubbles to drop by staying still. As soon as they drop, the boss comes back down and will perform this lance that you can just sidestep and punish it with a series of attacks. My perks are vampirism and combo brutality when it comes to aggressive, with a debuff, focus, and tinkerer. But what you need to do here is optimize the negative debuffs that you apply on the enemy and keep them there. The second phase will spawn those ghastly apparitions on which you can get stuck and killed if you're not careful. They will come from the edges of the map moving towards its center. I don't know if you noticed them, they were there a few seconds ago. Suffice to say, you have to be aware of your surroundings and avoid them at all costs, or between them and the boss you'll have very little room to maneuver and you probably get slaughtered. Now the boss itself, most of its attacks are very telegraphed. You don't even need to dodge. You can just run sideways or walk sideways in many cases. This one, however, this spinning attack performs so many rotations that spam dodging might lead to you running out of stamina and then pretty much be at its mercy. So pace yourself, and if you see it coming from far away, either try to activate armor or dodge as far away as you can with some time dodges, or even disarm yourself, break lock, and run the opposite direction. These are tried and true strats in this game, and they 100% work. After it attempts some of its lunges and the aforementioned tornado attack, it will just stay in place for a couple of seconds. And a couple of seconds in Bleak Faith, especially in this fight, is an eternity. You can really go in and punish it very, very hard. That is what you should be doing. Of course, as with most bosses in this game, excluding maybe the Wormlord, it has a ton of HP. It really can take a beating. And I suggest you prepare yourself to stick for the duration. At this point, you will probably have 3 or 4 belt slots. That means that instead of just having your lesser heals, you can also have medium or even greater heals slotted in one of the other 2 or other 3 available slots. So as the game progresses, you end up having more options when it comes to what kind of concoction you're using and how you manage your health throughout the fights, because earlier on it's 2 or 3 uses of a couple of slots, and you also need some flux potions, of course, because you need to cast your abilities. There's really not much to say from here onward, guys. This fight doesn't really change as it progresses. It goes from the boss just throwing bubbles and not doing this tornado attack, to the boss throwing bubbles and doing these tornado attacks, and then the boss summoning wraiths after the bubbles and doing this tornado attack. pretty predictable, doesn't evolve that much, at least not up to the making of this vid. So if you follow what I said here, should net you the win. Sub, like, share, hit the notification bell. I'm gonna leave you here so you can enjoy the rest of the fight. I'm covering all I can get my hands on in Bleak Faith. And until next time, be well, stay frosty, and always strive for perfection. Cheers!